Have you ever noticed that some fantasy, be that games, movies or books, creates a feeling of transcendent awe inside you and touch the deepest strings you may have never known existed in you? Have you ever thought that for almost all of human history, people could almost exclusively experience this in a particular aspect of the human culture, religion?
Hi, I am Not-a-witchr, and I'm not a religious person, but for all of my life I've had this yearning inside of me that, as I understand it, for many people could become the reason for turning to faith.
People were taught for centuries that any human feeling that elevates us above beasts could only come from worshipping God, but eventually we figured out that it's not correct. We humans have created religions very long ago, and for the reasons we might have not fully understood up until the age of enlightenment probably. The need to explain the world around us, the need to make sense in this scary place. The need for hope even if we don't have any reason to. And also the need for higher meaning. The need for all of this to be more than just this. All these feelings you can find within yourself while engaging with a good fantasy story. For example, it is felt especially expressively when experiencing The Lord of the Rings for the first time, both the original books and the Peter Jackson's movie trilogy. And in no way I'm suggesting that Tolkien created a religious story. It's quite the opposite. The feeling is there, the religion is not. Just remember the words of Lady Galadriel to Sam. For this is what your folk would call magic, I believe, though I do not understand clearly what they mean. And they seem to use the same word of the deceits of the enemy. But this, if you will, is the magic of Galadriel. Did you not say you wished to see elf magic? We stand there beside Frodo and Sam and we feel perplexed by her words that do not offer any explanation of what it is we are witnessing. And yet we definitely feel special, as if something extraordinary is happening. And we want to touch it, we want to understand, but we are also a little afraid that if given explanation, it will lose its charm. It will become just a part of the world and not a mystery. A wonder. This feeling of magic is a part of that yearning, that transcendent longing for something out there. Compare it to the random Bible quote. And amazement seized them all, and they glorified God and were filled with awe, saying, "We have seen extraordinary things today." By the way, religion have always used miracles and art to impress people and to turn them to faith. Thanks to that, humanity has this beautiful music. It sure sounds otherworldly and magical. Another part of fantasy is the hope for impossible things to happen, and not just for the purpose of entertaining us or teaching us something new, but to correct the most disturbing, most unjust wrongs of this world. The death of someone dear to us, the threat of violence that we can't stop. Religion may try to offer consolation, to convince us that suffering is never meaningless, but fantasy offers us all that and much more. A sense of wonder, a sense of meaning, a sense of community, hope, and also a sense of adventure and excitement. I often turn to fantasy when I have a need in something that could be described by my limited imagination as some light in my soul. Is it not what people hope to gain when they go to church? The purpose of this video is not to tilt you to one or the other way of thinking, but to suggest that at the very base of our beings, we often have the same motives, we just express them in such complicated and different ways that it can divide us much easier than anything else. I wish to each of you to find the people that feel the same way as you and to have the opportunity to express those feelings in a beautiful and kind way that I believe we humans are capable of.
Anyway, thank you for watching this. And thank you for the like if you liked this video. Please consider subscribing, take care and farewell.